This video is to discuss the routing priority calculator. Now what the routing priority calculator does, it will take a look at sales history from a certain period of time and look at the amount of volume of product that a customer moves. And then you can assign that as assigned based on different tiers of movement of product or volume, what type of level of customer that they are, like between 1 and 10. So I've added it to these routes right here, or even all my customers for that matter. I'll actually even open up a zone here. So looking inside these zones with one being the worst and 10 being the best, this right here shows me, just by looking at this right here, which customers are great customers and which ones are kind of mediocre. Like for instance, we have this Dave's 18. It shows a 9. That is a very huge volume customer moving a lot of ice, versus a customer down here that's a 1. That is not a very good moving customer. Okay, so how does this get set up? Okay, so the first thing a company has to do is go into the schedule manager. And inside the schedule manager we have tools for the routing priority calculator. So right here, these are the products that I want to look at for being able to see what type of volume was. These are the products that I mostly sell. So, but I could go ahead about this and add more products. So for instance, I could go in and add products, and I could choose another product on here, but even those are just mainly the same two products that I always bought. Well, I could put in dry ice. I could put in dry ice by the pound. That might be a good example, and this one right here. So I'm going to add those two in as well. So looking down here, I'm going to say, well, what's the unit? It's 1 pound each. So it's going to look for poundage of dry ice in the volume calculator. Okay, so those two products have been added. So now what we need to look at is, well, what date period do we want to look at in order to determine the calculation? Okay, so right here I went from end of May to October 3rd. I'm actually going to adjust that and change it to September 3rd, or about September. I'll just do September 8th. And so up here it's going to do the calculation. Now before I go ahead and do that calculation, I'm actually going to show first off, well, where do we set the levels of product? So I'm going to go inside here, and I think what I'm going to do in this right here is, because right now we're getting into starting to come out of season, so I want to do a comparison on that. So I'm going to go into admin, and I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to go to products. And I apologize, hold on, admin, settings, and routing. There we go. Here it is, the routing priority calculator. So here's what we want. So this is poundage. This is total poundage. So we want to set a tier level between 1 and 10, or you can even do 1 and 5. You don't have to do all the way to 10. And I want to say tell me how many people bought this much to this much, this much to this much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a comparison for the month between August 1st. Excuse me. I'm going to do between August 1st and September 15th. And that's going to be my comparison that I'm going to use. So hold on a moment. I'm going to go ahead and set the calculation here. Okay, so here are the poundage I set. So anything between 0 and 500 pounds is 500 pounds sold between those dates. I'm going to put August 1st to September 15th. Anybody who sold between this and this is going to be a 1. 501 to 750, so on and so forth. So these are the weights, and I know I went all the way up to 1800 to a lot. So anybody above this amount in that period is going to be a 10, meaning of the most important customer. So I'm going to update those settings. So okay, so now I'm going to go back in my schedule manager, and I'm going to go to tools, and I'm going to go routing priority calculator. So here's all my dates. So here, this is way back from when I still had my company, and I'm going to do August 1st, and I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to go to September 15th, and I'm going to calculate and assign. So this will take a second to calculate. So it's going to go through all my stops that are on route, and it's going to help tag that customer with a routing priority calculator. Okay, so let's see what that did. So now I'm going to go into my route builder. So what this is telling me in that period of time, it's kind of telling me which customers are more important than others. So looking inside here, You can see I've got a lot of really good customers. So I probably did, the weights probably weren't right on this. So let me go over here and take a look at some of these ones over here. Okay, so you can see right here the 1 to the 10s were fairly decent customers in that period. This one 6 here is not so good. Let's see what else. This one right here, really bad one, only a priority 2. Traftech, Transmart, these customers right here are upper level customers. Clark Convenience is a 2. And obviously I could have I can adjust those tiers as any way I want to go ahead and put these routing calculations in. This is just a per preference of the company, where they can make those adjustments to those tiers to say, okay, I want to see which of these customers have been selling the most ice in this period. So going into your off season, you could actually start this right after Labor Day and put it through to from the previous year. You can go right after Labor Day right to the end of the year and say, okay, in this amount of pounds, who sold between this much and this much, this much to this much, and then tier it all the way up. Then when you're looking at your entire customer list or your all customers list, you will be able to know, well, which one of these customers sell more ice than others, without having to go into reporting and things like that. You will be able to go inside here and make a determination based on the markers. Okay, so that is the routing priority calculator. If anybody has any questions or wants to learn more about it or get my help in playing with it, I'd be more than happy to discuss. All right, thanks everybody, and let me know if you have any questions.